If you have no idea how to assume the feeling state of your rich self so that you can manifest and attract money like the law of assumption says you can, no worries. This is the video for you. First of all, having no experience in something doesn't stop you from experiencing it for the first time, so you can drop that belief. Next, wanting money, wanting to be rich, often just means you are not perceiving what you currently already have as being enough. And the thing that trips you up most is your belief that if you were to relax and let yourself be satisfied with what you now have, then the universe would not bring you more money since you are already happy with what you have. When the truth is that being relaxed and feeling satisfied with what you have consistently, dominantly, most of the time is what allows you to get more money. You know why? Because relaxed and satisfied is the state of consciousness of someone who is rich. That is the state of consciousness you want to assume. Law of assumption. Assumption. To be the person you wish to be, you assume the state of consciousness of the person you wish to be, in this case, a rich person, regardless of how much money you currently have to your name. You think and feel the way a rich person thinks and feels. This isn't a complicated thing. It doesn't matter if you've never had $1 million before. The amount of money you have is irrelevant when it comes to your state of consciousness. Simply put, a rich person does not worry about money. He or she has the awareness that there is plenty of money available to him or her, that he or she has enough, more than enough even. The trap is your belief that not worrying stops you from getting more money. Your belief that worrying gets you more money, when the truth is that worrying just gets you more worried. The more you worry, the more you worry. Worry begets worry. Worry is a pattern of thought. If you worry about money on $1,000 a month, you are likely to worry on $10,000 a month just because that is who you are when it comes to money. A worrier. This is very common in those who go from rags to riches overnight. Despite having enough money in the present, the newly rich continue to ask themselves whether or not they can afford things. Eminem has talked about this, about his early days of being financially successful. The rapper Eminem, his own team laughed at his wondering whether he could afford stuff, his own manager, if I remember correctly. Assuming the desired state of consciousness isn't about pretending. When you pretend, you have an awareness that you are pretending. When you are truly relaxed, you feel a certain way in your body, physiologically. The more you practice assuming the state of your wish fulfilled, the less you waver between feeling poor and feeling rich. The less you waver, in other words, the more consistently you assume the state of consciousness of your rich self, the more your physical circumstances will align with what you know to be true about yourself. You will have the money because of the way you feel about yourself instead of feeling the way you feel about yourself because of how much money you have. Every time you let your current situation trigger you into a state of worry or fear or confusion, you are wavering. Wavering stops you from living the reality that your rich self is living. Train yourself to know that what you currently have is enough. What you currently have is more than enough. Assume it to be true no matter what is going on in your physical reality. What you currently have is always enough, even if it's $0 or if you're completely in debt. You know why? Because you're alive, that's why. And as long as you are alive, anything is possible. A friend or relative might agree to help tide you over and write you a check. You might get a new job that pays well, and your new boss might agree to making an advance payment. You might get a refund on an old transaction. I'm not saying that's what will happen. I'm just saying it could. Any number of things could happen that result in your eventually settling your debt. Woe is me. As if, like that'll ever happen. I don't have any friends. Nobody ever helps me. These are the thoughts of someone who is severely in lack, someone who is stressed out about money. That isn't who you want to be, so stop it. That isn't who you really are. Who you really are is abundant. Rich. That means you are relaxed under any circumstance, unconditionally. You don't let your creditors, your bank statements, or anyone take you out of the state of consciousness of knowing that everything is all right, that you are all right, that you have enough. You are all right no matter what. You have enough no matter what. The fear-based belief is that relaxed and satisfied means complacency, and the abundance-based belief is that relaxed and satisfied means appreciation. Appreciation means to see and understand. It also means to increase the value of. You appreciate what you appreciate, meaning you get more of what you pay attention to. The more you pay attention to the feeling of having enough, the richer you feel, and the richer you inevitably, quote unquote, actually become. A few more words about pretending. Earlier on, I said that assuming the state of consciousness of the person you wish to be isn't about pretending. Well, it is like pretending in this sense. Remember when you were a kid? Did you ever play with toy dolls or toy dinosaurs, toy cars? Did you ever give them voices? Did you ever get super into the game of play acting? Remember that feeling of carefree fun and playfulness? You were alive in those moments. That's how you want to feel, free from concern. So yes, it is pretending, and yes, it is also real because you felt something that made you come alive. The difference between kids and adults is that kids don't typically worry about money. They just assume there's enough. Little kids in particular often have funny beliefs about money, like that money just comes from the ATM when you push the buttons. They perceive reality however they like. You can do the same. The reason you don't assume is because you've decided you need to know when and how your money will show up since you are a grown-up. And the sooner you let go of that need, the sooner you free yourself to assume the feeling state of your rich self. We all die eventually, yet you don't spend every waking moment of your life worrying about your death, do you? You still enjoy your life, even if you enjoy it by worrying about money. And even if you know that your death is a certainty, most of the time you don't even think about it, even though the very fact that you are alive means that you could die at any moment. You simply assume that for the next little while at least, you are not going to drop dead. It's like that. You assume without knowing. You accept without evidence. You trust, you believe, you just know, and you don't worry or wonder about the when or the how or the what if. Your desire is already known by the universe. Wanting something once is enough. Keep your desire fresh and pure by assuming and remaining in the state of consciousness of your rich self. Your rich self is happy. Doesn't matter if you don't know specifically what your rich self is happy about. He or she is not worried about money. You connect instantly with your rich self by getting happy. Doesn't matter how. Find something to smile and laugh about. Doesn't matter what. Act as if you get paid to have fun and enjoy yourself. Behave that way because it is that way. When you have fun, you are more likely to be playful and explore and experiment instead of moping around and dwelling in self-defeating thoughts. You are far more likely to put yourself out there in the orbit of the circumstances and synchronicities that align you squarely with your stream of abundance. Do what you love and love what you do. Don't worry about money or ask what if. That just attracts fear and doubt. There is always enough money. Ask what if I can instead of what if I can't. Feel excited about the life you are creating instead of worrying about the one you have created so far, which just perpetuates more of what you are now living. Think about what you love about what you are now living. Perpetuate that. Appreciate and attract more of that. You are here to create and have fun. You are not here to suffer and be miserable. You don't need anyone else's permission. You are the only one who can give yourself the permission to enjoy your life. Others can influence and inspire you, but your life is your creation. No need to worry about mistakes because every moment you live is a fresh opportunity to create something better. How exciting! Hope this helps, and if it does, please do me a quick favor and like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Have a fabulous day and see you again soon. Bye!